I personally think Manta is enough defensively for a while on the morph, and then BKB is like maybe a third or fourth item this game. But this guy is a morph specialist.
Yes, he is. Well,
Analog,
Analog, he's going to get Avatos back into the Elder Titan. We'll have to zip away, though. Shield Rune was secured by Lornoff.
This takes me back. This was a very random memory that this just ignited in my mind.
What is
this
it?
takes me back to no Tidehunter with Eternal Envy.
Oh, wow.
They had, when that team was formed, they were stacking like none other. And I think Envy was playing 5 for a while in that team, if I remember correctly.
Yep, he was the 5.
And they were just stacking and farming Ancients all day.
Echo Stomp onto 2. Boat is coming on top of the toss, but a nice disruption to dodge basically everything. Lornoff's, his rune was actually dispelled completely. Gets the avalanche onto 4. His team cannot assist because of the arena. Lornoff still relatively low, but it's very tanky. Finally, the magic damage comes in from Q, but the Tiny is already lost for Aurora. Gonna lose the Omni Knight. Ollie will follow suit, so it's a 2-for-1 exchange in favor of Heroic, the position to Tiny.
That fight,
1 core to fall.
That fight was such a good illustration of the lineups. That took forever. Some game we see as the #1 pickup.
I'm just glad we're not seeing Meteor Hammer anymore.
Yeah, that's not really a thing.
Thank goodness.
Oh, there it is.
The Orchid reveal, the arena on top, and that is a dead Morphling.
That's value.
It took a while to set up, but Heroic get a very valuable kill.
Yeah. Can they convert this into more, though? Already a 3,000 gold lead, just so much in the way of creeps in particular.
Yeah, he's being spoon-fed quite a bit.
He's farmed probably 12 stacks at minute 15.
MK1, Dragon form to farm the enemy jungle now. Nothing stacked for him, though, unfortunately.
Aurora will put some pressure up here in the top side.
But he has a 2K. We're going to see Lornoff with the Avatos. Schofield will be able to disrupt himself, but he's going to be surrounded by enemies. But here comes the Zip and the Orchid as Lornoff actually is going to be quite healthy. The Orchid was on jabs to prevent the boat. Now full disengage for Heroic. There is a haste rune available. Another Avatos. Divine Llama gets off the spear in the meantime, though. Here comes the boat and the ET ult as well. Divine Llama gets 1. And it looks like jabs will follow suit. Eventually will tick away. That's 2 cores dead for Aurora. So Heroic with kind of a back and forth fight end up on top again.
Schofield had 5 Shadow Poison stacks on jabs, and instead of, Earth Splitter that just destroys him, maybe a boat on top, maybe Morphkin adaptive, but yeah, not quite there yet.
Yep. Analog with the aggression, and he's going to find a freebie in Ollie. Able to get out with very little mana. And we can see very important off-screen camera here. Thank you.
Of Heroes is that both supports are in range of saving each other, but not getting jumped together. You know what I mean? Like, as long as they're placed in such a way, accessing the fight for Aurora is, I want to say, nigh impossible right now until they get more damage. Like, they absolutely have to get these Kandas up and rust, make the play call, hey, let's go take this tower, let's go take this tower. I don't think they can really stop them.
Oh my god. Oh! Oh no! All right, he gets rewarded with a shard, I guess. He's not going to use the shard, of course. Oh, dear.
Yeah, the alternative shard was...
Mirana, right?
She already bought it.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Okay, so I would think it would be jabs, but he might be more farmed as... Oh, they find the Morphling, and he's dead. Super easy, calculated from Heroic.
Yep.
And they take the Wisdom Rune, so adding insult to injury. Game.
Yeah, and he also has Aegis, so he's not even the target to begin with.
Very true. Not for long, though.
Go on him.
They did get all the tier 2s. I doubt they're going to want to push the envelope. It is a South American team, so who am I to say if they're going to risk it?
Dragon form ends. Let's gank. I have finished
farming.
It
is unexpected. Uh-oh. 23 Savage. Okay, he'll have time to morph a bit.
Spot it and get out. Well, that was not the best wave form, but...
He got a Kobold, though. Good CS.
And Mirana will get found by Analog. Not much mana.
Yeah, he doesn't have a whole lot. Will do some damage as Q.
Oh, Aegis expired.
Yeah, that helps. Delicious.
That's a lot of mana.
That's mega regen for me.
To not think about it in the traditional sense, because this is not a standard game for this patch. You need to look at it as, can we displace the guy hitting the tower and burst him enough?
Oh, boy.
Not do we have big
Oh,
team.
all right. First mistake from Heroic in a bit, but I don't think it's going to matter.
And he doesn't have TP, so he's done.
He is toast one way or another.
Love myself some good toast. Well, he'll try to...
Oh, he BKBs into the gate. I haven't seen that play before.
Maybe
he has Blink, actually. Oh, but the arena. And eventually found. Divine Llama with the kill. Lornoff with another death. They know they're there.
Yeah.
Maybe they get softened up by the Tormentor. Schofield finally has his cleanse.
I mean,
how can you kill him now?
They break on
K1
This is not
gets
the thing.
initiated on, I guess, if you want to call it that, but he walks into the rest of the team. Divine Llama gets the Mars arena off. Already the death of the Marauder, but they do take out one Butler. You need to find the second to be able to prevail here. Divine Llama actually taking quite a bit of damage, and Purification is not enough to save him. So a 1 for 2 as K1 Hector now applying all his pressure to jabs. Doesn't want to finish the job, apparently. Analog with the Orchid upon the Morph. Echo Stomp. Do they have the control? He's trying to morph back up, but that's essentially a die back, and they're just going to call it GG's.
I mean, that is exactly what I was saying. That's so telling, right? They lost the fight 2-3 and GG'd.
Yeah.
They were just... Yeah, they knew that... They knew what state this game was in. They knew they had to all in, and they needed a... Darkseer really wants levels. It's ideal for jabs to get level 5 as soon as possible and combine this with some additional jungle creeps if possible. Oh, they're just going to dive, it looks like. They're running at him with the drinking buddies.
There is a TP coming in, though. Hector in a bit of trouble. Snowball's coming for him. A couple right clicks will suffice, but the cookie to keep him alive. Ice Shard's not enough. Now the Scatter Blast onto Q with the dive to follow. He's going to eventually tick away, and it's KJ who gets the first blood in this game number 2.
They were very aware of this possibility. That was clearly premeditated. If they dive us, TP down with Schofield immediately, and a nice cookie save there into the kill. First blood going the way of Phoenix.
The enemy creeps finally end up colliding.
This looks like a Darkseer is actually a major concern.
I mean, Q on Tusk is a higher level than
Yeah.
Jabs right now. That's crazy.
Darkseer is a hero that uses levels incredibly well, and it makes a very big difference whether you hit level, let's say whether you're level 9 or level 11, because the extra points in either Vacuum or Surge are extremely valuable compared to, there's a lot of other, it should be very easy, an easy time for him now. Also gives them some more offensive potential with just Blink Punch.
Yeah.
Rune.
Illusion.
The way of Analog.
Ooh, okay.
That
little interaction.
That's physics work differently in Dota. Don't question it. Just force and win decisively in some team fights with the 4 of them, even without the troll. But that bottom fight really took the air out of them a little bit with the Timbersaw frontlining being that tanky. That's the one thing they don't deal with very well, right? They have a ton of spread damage, but they don't deal a ton of yes.
Okay, well that theoretically could be pretty gigantic.
However, it is a relatively new spell, so yes could mean no. 23 Savage.
Yes, Arena, he's about to pick up his Radiance. We'll have to wait a little bit longer. Doesn't lose that much gold in the end. A good pickoff from Heroic and showing us some signs of life. And yeah, the Ag's now online for K1, and they're just going to go straight into the pit.
Yep, Troll's good at this to fight, and they will. Smoking up here. And they will find Phoenix.
Yeah, that would be a good kill. They're going to avoid him completely. Want to go for Divine Llama instead. That's going to be an easy pickoff. So it's a one and done, it seems, as the Radiance now officially online for 20.
Top half, so they're really trying to find 23 Savage. And the Dire Wards a little bit out on the map.
They want K1.
He's alone.
He gets the Ancients. He's in a bit of trouble.
Oh.
He actually does use Battle Trance.
Oh.
He's just bashing the crap
the
out of this Darkseer. They try to get him onto the wall, but it's not going to happen. That's already a kill for K1. They're going to burn life number 1.
Oh boy, missing that Vacuum real bad.
On the way. Arena only going to hit Q. They're going to focus everything on the Shadow Demon first. That's an easy pickoff. Q, Ice Shards himself trying to get out with a little cheeky move there. It's not to be, though. 3 kills in the name of Heroic, and now they can get a tier 2 tower.
Oh,
probably
boy.
the Tormentor as well.
What could have been an easy Aegis snipe turns into a 0 for 3 fight, specifically because the Darkseer, I think level 4 Vacuum there would have done it. But he was just outside of range. It's still one of the absolute ultra late gamers. The question is can you get there? If we reach, let's say, some 50-60 minute territory, the hero is still very strong.
Ornoff, he does a lot of damage. As you can see, the Shadow Step was used. Gleipnir as well. Schofield's going to take the brunt of the damage, though he's the first to fall. Analog able to roll away, and it looks like that'll break things up. I mean, the traditional counter to Spectre is break. Can you even... Who would you even buy Silver Edge on?
Offer up Lauren-off, but he's such a difficult catch. That's a very early Shadow Step. He's not going to connect on this one. Just maybe trying to dissuade them from looking for a fight, but ultimately this means the spell is now unavailable, and they're just going to sacrifice a tower.
Yep, tier 2 dead, and we can see that Roche is up in 20 seconds. So they'll have close to a minute to kill it before it heads down to the Radiant side.
Yeah, it should be enough. If they check it.
3.
Oh, they're going to walk in at the perfect time.
Oh, or not.
Oh, he aggroed it. He aggroed it with a Cloak of Flames. Wow. That was on the dot.
Aurora want to fight now. And they have a really good lineup for this, by the way. Obviously, you have the Radiance, the back wall. And
they're very stacked in the pit, but Darkseer isn't here.
Yeah. Lauren-off throwing out the Chakram. Analog goes in with a BKB and his Magnetize. It looks like Roche will be for Heroic. Lauren-off desperately trying to get over there. It's going to be close, actually. Lauren-off takes the Aegis, and they kill Roche as well. They have the arena, but everybody's outside of it, outside of Lauren-off, who's basically impossible to kill here. The Mars has fallen. K1 trying to focus onto jabs. And Analog gets punched into the air. We have a TP buyback from the Shadow Demon. Analog, despite having the blade after Megan, does drop as jabs somehow getting out with barely any HP. This went amazingly for Aurora. Going through the gates left, right, and center, but...
How did they not finish Roche in that?
I don't know.
So long. And it felt like Roche wasn't taking... A lot of other carries, like the flat-out DPS when you're pressing your ult and praying for the best, is quite high. But yeah, obviously he would love to not have to, but probably does have to get both here. But yeah, Aurora are in a very comfortable position. A single easy kill on the side of Aurora, so if Mars can't offer a lot in that regard, but only offers control, they're really trusting in K1's ability to kill.
Oh, they get the Hex, they get the opening onto the Tusk, but the Vacuum is going to delay things, and look at the damage that Divine Llama has already taken. The Snowball wasted so much time, nobody even dies inside of it. And the first to fall is Divine Llama. K1 finally pops the battle chance, but here is where the kiting begins. Gets kicked onto the cliff! Finally gets brought down by the Cookie! And is killed off shortly after a 3-for-0, and Aurora in the driver's seat.
That's a three-pointer.
Well, that's a three-pointer. A 4-for-0 Aurora doing quite... Yeah, and Q, that was the one they initiated on. He's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
My God.
I mean, that's just a very clutch counterplay with the Hex, right?
And now... Roche will go the way of Aurora, which means 23 Savage.
Schofield is...
taking a Lotus.
Okay.
All right, that's a bit risky. There's the Hex from Devi. It's going to get initiated on. His Analog is really deep here. The BKBs are traded, and the Pipe is going to brush off a lot of this damage, but Schofield eventually brought down by 23 Savage. He'll buy back instantly. Now the roll on to the Timbersaw, still trying to ignore him. The arena, nobody's even inside other than the Snowball Q. He wastes so much time again.
Oh, Lornoff
is actually taking quite a bit, but we'll be able to Timber Chain away. Eventually, they do finally take out the Tusk, as the Mortimer's Kisses not providing a whole lot. But they do find the Shadow Demon on the outskirts here. Well, they don't have the vision, apparently. And the Phoenix eventually brought down by 23 Savage. There's the buyback, though, onto the Tusk. Is Aldi still alive in the trees? Analog, still. We have a big kick onto Divine Llama with the Snowball to follow. He's going to be brought down. 70 seconds of no Mars. And now K1 focusing on this Tusk. It'll be a pretty big kill because it would be a dieback, in fact, but 23 Savage using his ult to get to the back line. And Schofield and company going to try to collapse here, but K1 destroyed. And Schofield looks to be next on the list, and Aurora did lose a member or so, but they come out on top big time in this fight. 32K lead. What can Heroic possibly do to get back in this game? They have the silver edge for K1. So breaking the Spectre into a kill just as the Aegis is expiring would be the dream scenario, but
Reactive armor activation is nice.
yeah. Nope, Lorenov going in really deep. There's the kick. Analog will pop the BKB. He's now Walrus punch. Arena comes out from Devi. Shadow is getting off the disruption as K1 focusing everything on the Tusk, but he gets vacuumed to the high ground. The kiting of Troll continues. Devi now trying to run away in his own base. K1 in the midst of everybody just dies. And GG's called, so we're going to a game number 3.
The unexpected brawl, the panel didn't cover this. They didn't think about the punch into kick combo. But the full martial arts on display here from Aurora will get them to a game 3. Very entertaining, just really play into the way that they played game 1 and relying on Aurora being unable to kill them, which was the exact problem they had game 1, because Aurora, with the adjustments they have made, I'm still not fully sold on their DPS, actually. I think they're better in some types of fights, but not necessarily
KJ.
all of them. Good damage.
That's a ton of damage. And a soul assumption. Ooh!
Just kidding. He's not dead at all.
Nice curse from Cinder
He
as
had
always.
11 health. That's a lot. He has to go back, though.
The shards this series have been really impactful. I mean, this tournament, I guess. I mean, Tusk as a hero has been insane. And no difference there, forcing the support out of lane completely, at least for a little bit. Mid lane, Lorenov on the Storm Spirit, 23-4 versus Analog's Puck, 21-6. Fairly even.
Very standard. But as the panel was talking about, I mean, this is just an incredible Puck game. I think if Heroic want to get top 8 at this tournament, Analog needs to play well in this game, but he can really set the narrative.
K1.
Jabs is
really low as we have a dive in from Ollie coming in through the gate. KJ taking a blood grenade as well. Schofield trying to do as much damage as he can, but K1 dies first. KJ somehow survives.
So awkward.
So it'll be a trade.
I don't know if Ollie can get out of this.
Well, mid lane, though, this will be a much more important kill. Analog can't finish the job, though. As Ollie having a battle for his life, KJ wins it.
Yeah. Curious to see what KJ does here.
Going to deny himself, perhaps?
Oh,
he's
Visage,
and
jabs.
oh, boy.
Hello!
Very nice play. And that's just a freak solo kill. Oh, boy.
Oh, man. This top lane is putting a smile on my face. These are some funny skirmishes. It reminds me of, all random. Lorenov is going to adjust. He is slightly out-leveled by the Puck, but nothing too alarming. It's mainly the 11 denies that Analog has that has put him in that position.
6-minute rune. It's a haste as KJ picks it up. Coil already broken by Ollie. He's going to try to get chased down. No, they're going to turn their sights onto Q instead. Nice pick off there from Heroic.
Lorenov gets a 6 now, so he is unlocked as a potential rotator. But wondering if that's a thing anymore then without the silence, because that was just, old knowledge. But considering he still has it queued up, I'm guessing it still is a possible build. He's eyeing up Echo Manta here, so not the auras, which used to be what...
So it looks like he will be going S and Y again, as we're going to see a big Ancient stack taken out. And then into the eventual BKB, with, of course, the Butler following him around at that stage. By Llama, he's initiated on. They're trying to burn his ult. They do so. Can they follow it up, though? Is Analog making his way over the Bramble there with the coil? But the egg on the Chronosphere, they only clip the Puck, who gets repelled. He's fine. Egg does detonate. Schofield, he's going to get caught in the river. Still, Aurora using a lot just for a Dark Willow, although Analog, okay, he's going to be safe thanks to the Aphotic Shield. So many ways to give this Puck some sort of a shield to live.
Yeah. This really is it really is game 1. But at the same time, is it enough when you're spending this many resources and Dragon Knight just isn't showing up?
Oh, Devi.
He is dead.
Most likely, no ult this time.
Good find. That high ground ward made that a very easy kill for them. Heroic are looking for a move of their own, anticipating that Faceless Void will be farming in the triangle, but not the case. They'll find Q.
Yep, snowball
Falling
onto the creep. High ground he comes. Falls shortly after. Although, the Orchid being revealed, Lornoff will be able to get a trade of sorts. Gets the Electric Vortex onto the puck, who's very, very low now. Will be able to Waning Rift away. Uses the coil to try to run, but it's not to be. Jabs gets credit for that one, so a huge response from Aurora.
Now, neither Puck nor Dragon Knight fully reliant on King J. That's a combo between KJ and King Jungles. Interesting. Brain works in wondrous ways. There goes mid tower. No defense mounted by Heroic.
Oh, we got a coil onto the Void. It's going to be a close one. Oh, he does get taken out. Divide Llama gets credit for it. Much needed kill here from Heroic.
Oh, Aurora want to fight?
They sure do. Orchid onto the Dark Willow, but the Aphotic Shield is there to help save her. And now Jab's in such an awful spot, completely surrounded. And you're right, why would they want to fight in that scenario?
I do not understand that fight selection. You just lost your carry and the enemy team showed a major willingness to rotate to that area. It definitely go for... Oh, hang on. Hearing a Storm Zip, just getting the rune. Okay, so haste on Storm. Maybe looking for an opening. Abaddon is, once again, just not on his target.
Initiated on. There's the Chronosphere on top as well. That should be enough damage. Indeed it is.
All right, big kill. I thought for a moment they were angling for Divide Llama on the top side, which would have been pretty poor, but that kills.
Not that the Aphotic... It does feel like Troll is more susceptible to that type of kiting than a Dragon Knight, for example, but...
Oh, yeah.
As Schofield, better be careful. Hector doesn't care at all.
He tried his best to kill him.
Yeah, he really did.
He said, you're not one of my butlers. Until you get super late, he generally doesn't create the kills himself. So he's an awesome setup for a lot of ranged backup from other heroes, but the problem in this type of game is if the guy who's offering himself up to be chronoed is one beefy boy that you kind of can't get.
Now it doesn't really slow him down that much being melee, at least for farming capabilities, and he has ult in 7 seconds to siege. For lane number 2, he's gonna get punched in the air. There's the Chronosphere. KJ trying to buy something to him. They actually, will they get him? The Guardian Angels kill him alive, and now the Terrorize and the Satanic being used to get him back to half HP. Divide Llama is pretty deep, will have to use his ult. Another punch into the air, but after all of that, Aurora still technically get nothing. It was close.
Oh, they're trying now.
Lornoff, he's gonna get silenced by the Waning Rift. Dragon Tail to follow, but the snowball is going to keep him alive a little bit longer. 23 Savage trying to take out K1. He's going to get some help with the drinking buddies. Hector getting really low. They finally take him out, but it cost them 3 of their own heroes. And now Analog trying to take out Lornoff, but with those 2 buybacks, Heroic will fall back.
See a very long way there when Nullifier is a required purchase along the way instead of going straight. Scotty,
hey, they have Waller's King.
Okay.
They have it.
Yeah, he must have sold something, right? Or did he find the gold?
Not sure.
We'll see if they kick him in. This is the Dragon form life, so if they can kick him into the tier 4s, kill him there, and then you want a Dragon form, that will be something.
Yep, here we go. There's the kick into the base. Nullifier applied his low. He pops the BKB. Now he's Walrus punched into the air. Half HP, he's stuck inside the charge, but there's Satanic keeping him alive. The Terror is on top of 23 Savage with the BKB. They have the damage. Life number 1 is dead. He does not have Dragon form when he's back. And finally, the Chronosphere comes out. 23 Savage will get King J to start things out. And the DK still all alone, close to the fountain. They vanquish the dragon again. Aurora showing signs of life. 23 Savage actually will not be going down here. And Schofield will eventually tick away. Double kill for Jabs. An incredible defense from Aurora. And that, well, that's the reveal of the Walrus kick.
Ags. It was the one thing that could save them, and they got it just when they needed it. I genuinely could. So, yeah, Shiva plus Scotty should cut it.
Now, this game is pretty damn even.
And you can tell Heroic, the way they're moving around the map now.
Yeah.
Tons of damage in the coil. The Willow could technically aim for Ag's Moonshard, but is going for a Hex right now. Get a little bit of a kickback on Vi.
Yep, he's in a bit of trouble. His ult finally activates, but he is really low. Trying to run away now as the Terrorize being faked out. There's the big zip from Lornoff, not able to finish it though. So Divide gets away, Waning Rift now. More annoyances from this puck.
I think this...
By the way, what is this silver edge for? Is this for the Graveskeeper's cloak? To get a quick kill on the Visage? I mean, it has a lot of auras.
I think it might also... It might also be a way of killing it. You can break backtrack, right? Yeah. So it does give
for
it
the
more
25 talent, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh.
You can break Void's 25 talent if he's planning for that, if he thinks the game is going that direction. It gives him a way of catching heroes on the side lanes.
This is big though for Aurora. Aegis, Refresher Shard. 23 Savage, he uses the Chronosphere. It's gonna clip the Dark Willow, but the Shadow Realm was already used. Schofield will end up dying, but that's a big ultimate down.
Oh, they have this.
There's the Dragon Tail, but the instant Hex onto Hector, but he's gonna pop his BKB. The Sunray doing a lot of work, but he's gonna pop it, not taking any damage. There's the Chronosphere for 23 Savage, number 2, thanks to the Refresher Shard, making good use of it, but a big Terrorize to delay things as much as possible. And look at the Satanic going to work, but the Walrus kick away, and K1 Hector looks to be dead in the water. That is a big kill for Aurora, and they still maintain Aegis. As I say that, they use it instantly, but Divine Llama trying to keep his puck alive. Lornoff gets the surround tactics onto Analog. He gets inside the tree line, has Illusory Orb soon, blinks away to safety. Divine Llama, though, no ult to work with now. Eventually Sheepstick, and he will be brought to his knees. So 2 kills, and 2 very important kills for Aurora. Well, technically it was 4, I guess. They bought back on 2.
Yeah, this Tusk is doing so much for them. If Aurora managed to make it to top 8, this Tusk has really, I think, for me, been the most impactful hero in game both 2 and 3 here. Q is doing so much with these kickbacks, with the kick away. Like, even just, this is like, okay, this fight's going pretty well, let me just kick Dragon Knight out of it. And we just focus on other things. He's buying so much time, and you can tell Heroic know this. They went for the kill on him very first. But with that buyback and the teleport location that they were fighting in with the Twin Gate, he could easily connect down to the outpost.
Yep, and they got a Roche banner, so they got all the creeps they can work with. They're actually going to try to go for Throne here. 30 seconds of no buyback here on the Dragon Knight.
Whoa,
Tier 4 number 1 is down.
Right
Are they actually just going to win this game right here, right now? Curse Crown on 23 Savage. They don't have much of a defense to work with on Heroic. They're about to be eliminated from TI. Coil on the back lines on the 2, but 23 Savage and Lornoff and company still focusing on the Throne. KJ gets nullified. He's useless. The Ancient is actually done. Aurora wins this absolute thriller game number 3. They will move on through TI. Heroic